Oh, open three. Oh, what a sight for Lexie Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Look, I know what you're thinking. Another Lexie Hull highlight video, right? But what you just witnessed isn't just a player breaking out of a slump. It's proof that every playoff team in the WNBA should be absolutely terrified of what's coming. Because while other channels are celebrating Hull's 17 points and calling it a feel-good story, they're completely missing the terrifying reality that just got exposed in that 92-70 demolition of Chicago. What's good, narrative analysts? Jax Riley here, and we need to talk about what really happened in Indianapolis, because the temperature of the online conversation tells me that most people are looking at this game completely wrong. They're seeing Hull's breakout, they're seeing the blowout, but they're missing the seismic shift that just occurred in the championship landscape. If you're ready to understand why every playoff team should be losing sleep over what the Fever just proved, make sure you're subscribed because we're about to connect some dots that nobody else is willing to discuss. Here's what I'm going to show you today. First, we're diving into the psychological warfare that Hull's emergence represents, and it has nothing to do with her shooting percentage. Then I'll break down the tactical revolution that Stephanie White just pulled off that completely rewrites how we evaluate this team's ceiling. And finally, we're going to explore the terrifying mathematics of what happens when Caitlin Clark returns to this foundation. But here's what they missed completely. This wasn't just Indiana winning without their star, this was Indiana proving they've built something that makes them exponentially more dangerous with her. Let me paint you the picture of how desperate this situation actually was. The Fever stepped onto that court missing 3 point guards. Caitlin Clark has been out since July 15th with groin and quad injuries. No timeline for return. Sydney Colson went down with a season-ending ACL tear during that Phoenix game. Ari McDonald suffered a season-ending foot fracture in the same game.
They're unfortunately kind of familiar with injury updates this season, but I imagine yesterday's was probably pretty tough. Just what's the reaction been from you guys, the players, the coaches, to losing Sid and Ari?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, just brokenhearted for them. They're two really good people that you hate to see this happen to. They've been an integral part of what we've been doing, and so you hate it for them. Unfortunately, it's part of the deal, and we've got to roll with it. And we've got players in that locker room who believe in one another. Players in that locker room who are as competitive as all get out. We've got versatility, and it's going to have to be on full display. So I think now it's about playing to honor them, right, and playing for them.
That's their head coach, Stephanie White, trying to process losing 2 point guards in one night. But here's where it gets really devastating for opposing teams. Instead of falling apart, this team used it as fuel to prove something that should make every playoff contender nervous. Did you catch that?
Obviously, we lost our last two, but I think, I don't know, that LA one felt good for us because we didn't quit. And then, life happened the other night at the Valley, so we could have looked at it like, oh, woe is me, and, we don't have enough players, and we didn't. So shout out to our group for just staying confident and staying ready because, it's a professional league and we have to be ready and we can't make too many excuses about it because no one's going to hand us anything. So we might as well look at it for what it is and keep showing up. I'm unbelievably proud. I think this is the most resilient team I've ever been a part of, and I say that wholeheartedly. We've had a lot of mishap happen throughout the course of the season. I think throughout the course of it all, we stay resilient, and you guys get to see us at our best when we stay together and be resilient. So shout out to my girls tonight because I think it took everybody. Everyone played a piece, played a role, and I think that's how we got the dub.
We don't have enough players, and we didn't. That's not making excuses. That's championship mentality accepting reality and choosing to dominate anyway. But that brings us to the inevitable question that's been eating at me while filtering through all this digital noise. What does it mean when a team missing their entire point guard rotation doesn't just survive, they demolish a division rival by 22 points? The signals I'm reading suggest we're witnessing something much bigger than a single game. We're watching the emergence of a championship foundation that makes Caitlin Clark's eventual return an unfair advantage. Let me show you exactly what I mean, starting with the psychological transformation that's been completely overlooked. Everyone's focused on Hull going 4 for 6 from 3 after that brutal 2 for 25 slump, but following the digital breadcrumbs reveals a much deeper story. Her mother, Jamie Hull, had been posting emotional updates about her daughter being hard on herself. Those tweets generated over 8,000 likes. The internet was genuinely invested in this kid's struggle.
How do you stay out of your head or listen to the right people? What is that balance like? As you know what you need to do. Take us kind of what's that like?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's focusing on doing the right thing, taking the right shots, being in the right place, focusing less on the outcome of things. Missed shots happen. It's going to happen in everyone's career. And to just really focus on getting the next good one. I think that's the whole mindset, and we know we have confidence in every single person on every shot that they take. So, yeah.
Again, no Sydney Colson out for the year with the ACL tear. Lexie Hull, though, the bucket and the foul. He's dealt with so much scoring adversity lately.
Yeah, terrific baseline execution. She comes off the curl. Tell you what, this Fever team is going to be very dangerous, no matter the roster.
Oh, Lexie Hull! Heat checking her napalm era right now.
That's Hull herself explaining her mental approach during the darkest period of her professional career. Focusing less on the outcome of things, that's elite athlete psychology right there. But the moment that changed everything wasn't just about individual breakthrough.
Hull, open three. Oh, what a sight for Lexie Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Caitlin Clark jumping off that bench like she made the shot herself. That's the visual evidence of something special. But here's what the other channels won't tell you. This moment represents a psychological shift that fundamentally changes how we evaluate this team's championship potential. When your superstar celebrates your success with that level of genuine joy while dealing with her own injury frustration, you're witnessing championship chemistry being forged in real time. That's not just team bonding, that's the foundation of dynasties.
Just, if you could just talk to me about the celebration, how much of a relief that was for you, just kind of to punctuate it like that.
I mean, it's fun. You know, that the crowd was behind us today. It's fun to walk out of the gym on a high note and on a make. And yeah, I mean, I saw the time going down, so I was trying to pull out my inner Kelsey Mitchell.
Like, when the song comes on, just like it's all there. Like, you just gotta believe it, and I think Lexie knows that we believe in her. Our last game in Phoenix, I think we all were just a bit emotional about everything, and I think me and Lexie had an emotional moment because, you know, no one shot well, and I want her to know that we gonna count on her for, you know, what she brings to the table every night, and I'm gonna always stand by my teammates, so you never have to.
Pulling on my inner Kelsey Mitchell, Hull channeling her teammates' confidence in clutch moments. This is how championship teams think. Individual success becomes collective inspiration. But that brings us to the tactical revolution that nobody saw coming. We need to talk about what Kelsey Mitchell just accomplished, because it exposes something about this coaching staff that should terrify every team heading into the playoffs. Mitchell admitting vulnerability while embracing sacrifice. That's exactly the kind of leadership transformation that separates good teams from champions. But here's the angle nobody's covering. Mitchell had never run a full offense in her professional career. She's a pure scorer who averaged minimal assists her entire WNBA journey. Coach White took a shooting guard and turned her into a floor general overnight. 8 assists, 1 turnover. That's not just good. That's elite point guard efficiency from someone playing completely out of position.
Don't have any healthy point guards, and you're not able to sign anyone for tonight's game. Just for tonight specifically, what is your plan, kind of running point?
We'll have to do it by committee, certainly. I mean, we've been utilizing AB to initiate offense throughout the course of the season, so we'll use her. Continue to use her. Sophie, at times this season, particularly early, ran some of the point for us as well. So we'll utilize her and, you know, Kelsey can initiate offense too. So I think the most important thing is that we aren't going to be able to do every play in our arsenal. We'll have to play a big lineup. We'll have to simplify. But we've got players who are capable of getting us into offense, and we'll utilize them in such a way.
How do you stay out of your head or listen to the right people? What is that balance like? As you know what you need to do. Take us kind of what's that like?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's focusing on doing the right thing, taking the right shots, being in the right place, focusing less on the outcome of things. Missed shots happen. it's going to happen in everyone's career.
Man.
And to just really focus on getting the next good one. I think that's the whole mindset, and we know we have confidence in every single person on every shot that they take. So, yeah.
We'll have to simplify, but we've got players who are capable. White's tactical honesty reveals exactly why this team is more dangerous than anyone realizes. Most coaches would panic. White adapted the entire system in 24 hours, but the story doesn't end there, because what happened next proves that this team has developed something that makes championship runs possible.
Again, no Sydney Colson out for the year with the ACL tear. Lexie Hull, though, the bucket and the foul. He's dealt with so much scoring adversity lately.
Yeah, terrific baseline execution. She comes off the curl. Tell you what, this Fever team is going to be very dangerous, no matter the roster.
Oh, Lexie Hull! Heat checking her napalm era right now.
Just, if you could just talk to me about the celebration, how much of a relief that was for you, just kind of to punctuate it like that.
I mean, it's fun. You know, the crowd was behind us today. It's fun to walk out of the gym on a high note and on a make. And yeah, I mean, I saw the time going down, so I was trying to pull out my inner Kelsey Mitchell.
4 different scoring methods in one highlight sequence. Hull didn't just make shots, she dominated through diverse offensive techniques. That's the evidence of confidence fully restored and a player who's ready for playoff warfare. But reading the signals from that Chicago game reveals something even more significant about the Fever's championship foundation. The assist-to-turnover ratios reached season highs without Clark. Think about the implications of that statement. This team's ball movement and decision-making improved when they lost their best playmaker. That suggests a level of tactical development and player growth that most organizations never achieve.
They had to play out of position tonight. She had a season-high 8 assists. Just how did you see her embrace having to do that, embrace having to do like what the team needed tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's who she is. She just wants to play. And, you know, I felt like we did a good job of still getting her the ball in positions that she had been getting the ball. We just try to do it, you know, a little bit more often and try to get it a little bit more in flow. And she let the game come to her. You know, her decision making has been really good. She had those 8 assists and only 1 turnover. Her shot making was really good, as it always is. And we know that she's going to create a lot of gravity because of what she does on the offensive end. And you know, she did a really good job of picking her moments and finding her teammates when she needed to. She's a critic. She's a perfectionist. You know, she wants everything to go right all the time. And you know, it was nice to see the ball go through the net for her and for her to play with such confidence. I mean, you know, for us, we believe that every time she shoots it, it's going to go in. But for her to finally feel that and see that and play with so much confidence, it's big for us. We need her. She always does the little things that don't show up on the stat sheet, but when she knocks down shots, we're a different team.
Stephanie White explaining Mitchell's tactical excellence while validating Hull's psychological breakthrough. 8 assists and only 1 turnover from a shooting guard playing point for the first time in years. She's a perfectionist who finally played with complete confidence. This is championship-level player development happening in real time, and that temperature of the online conversation tells me that most people still don't understand what they're witnessing. So what's fact and what's speculation? Let's break it down. Fact: the Fever are 18-14 and locked into the 6th playoff seed. Fact: they destroyed Chicago 92-70 without 3-point guards. Fact: Hull broke a devastating shooting slump while Mitchell revolutionized her role. But here's where we get into rumor territory. Nothing is officially confirmed, but the digital chatter is too loud to ignore. Multiple sources suggest that White's tactical adjustments go far beyond emergency measures. I've been filtering through coaching forums and advanced analytics discussions, and the signals point to a systematic evolution in their offensive philosophy that makes them matchup nightmares for traditional playoff teams. The temperature of the online conversation around Mitchell's position flexibility suggests coaching innovations that could reshape how teams prepare for Indiana in a 7-game series. When your shooting guard can run point at elite levels, traditional scouting reports become obsolete. But that brings us to the question that's been haunting every championship contender. What happens when Caitlin Clark returns to this foundation? Official sources won't tell you this, but if you follow the digital breadcrumbs, a terrifying picture emerges for opposing teams. Clark hasn't just been rehabbing, she's been studying. She's been watching this team develop chemistry and tactical flexibility without her.
Group, I think we've shown all season long, like they're resilient, They're connected. You know, they pull for each other. They enjoy one another. They celebrate one another, and you know that stuff alone is good for 10 to 12 points a game. And you know, for this group, the way that they share the ball, how unselfish they are. I mean, I'm really proud of them. It's not been ideal circumstances all season long, but they've shown the character of who they are. They've been resilient. They've responded to adversity, and they continue to elevate one another. And you know, I couldn't be more proud of this group than I am at this moment. It says a lot about who we have as human beings. You know, that was one of the things that we made a priority in the off season of, you know, who we bring into this organization. Number one, quality human beings, selfless human beings that want to pull for one another, that understand. You know, we have this depth for a reason, and sometimes it creates challenges getting people on the floor, but in situations like this is why you have it. And I'm just, you know, she's right. I mean, as a pro and as a pro coach, you know, this is one of the most connected groups I've seen.
10 to 12 points a game from chemistry alone. One of the most connected groups I've seen. That's championship DNA being validated by a coach who's seen elite teams throughout her career. When Clark returns to this foundation, and the timeline suggests it could be any game now, you're looking at a team that combines superstar talent with proven championship chemistry and tactical flexibility that most organizations spend years trying to develop. Think about the mathematics. Hull has rediscovered her confidence and expanded her offensive arsenal. Mitchell has unlocked a playmaking dimension that makes her impossible to game plan against. The team has proven they can win with diverse tactical approaches and superior chemistry. Now add Caitlin Clark back to that equation. You're not just getting one of the most electrifying players in basketball. You're getting her alongside a supporting cast that has proven they can carry championship-level responsibility. Mitchell can slide back to shooting guard with newfound court vision. Hull can focus on her shooting, knowing the entire team believes in her. The chemistry White has built becomes a foundation for basketball excellence. But here's what really should terrify playoff teams. This adversity has created something that can't be replicated through normal team building. When teams face elimination-level pressure in the playoffs, they often crumble because they've never been tested. The Fever have already survived their worst-case scenario and came out stronger. They've already proven they can adapt tactically under impossible circumstances. That's championship DNA that money can't buy and coaching can't teach. It has to be earned through fire. And the Fever just walked through an inferno and emerged as a more dangerous team. The 2025 playoffs aren't just about making noise anymore. When you combine Clark's individual brilliance with this proven foundation of chemistry, tactical flexibility, and championship mentality, you're looking at a team that no traditional playoff seeding can properly evaluate. Chicago Sky entered that game thinking they were catching Indiana at the perfect time, wounded, desperate, missing their superstar. Instead, they got demolished by a team announcing that they're ready for championship-level basketball, with or without their best player. Every playoff team needs to be asking themselves, if the Fever can do this without Caitlin Clark, what happens when she comes back? The answer should keep them awake at night, because what we witnessed wasn't just a comeback victory, it was a championship foundation revealing itself under pressure. And when Clark returns to that foundation, the rest of the league might discover they've been preparing for the wrong version of this team. Hull's breakout, Mitchell's transformation, White's tactical brilliance, these aren't just feel-good stories. They're the ingredients of championship runs that nobody sees coming until it's too late. So what do you think? Are the Fever about to become the most dangerous low seed in playoff history? Or am I reading too much into one dominant performance? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear how you're reading these signals. Make sure you're subscribed because this story is far from over. When Clark returns, we'll be right here breaking down exactly how this foundation transforms into championship reality. And if you found value in this analysis, share it with someone who needs to understand what's really happening in Indianapolis. The Fever have sent their message. The question is anyone listening? Until next time, keep following the breadcrumbs, narrative analysts. The truth is always more interesting than the headlines.